Welcome back to the Mercer Art Room. I'm so excited for another year of creating art with you. When you come into the art room, we get to go sit up front this year. So I have our rainbow mat back out and we'll all come together to see the lesson at the front of the room. Each table has either a color pencil or something marking it above, letting you know what table color you are. Everything is labeled with that table color. You also have a table caddy that is that color as well. When you come into the art room, you're going to come sit up front on the color mat that you're supposed to be on, or in your seat if you're someone who sits up front, and I've told you to remain in your seat during the listening time. From there, you can get your ready to start brush. If you're looking at me, you're quiet and ready to start. The goal is to earn as many brushes as you can so that way we can have a reward come the end of the 9 weeks. Listening in art is super important. At the beginning of class, I give project directions, and if you miss those, you're going to be confused and you won't know what to do, and there's no hiding it. When you start to work, it'll be obvious to me if you did not listen to those directions. Please be kind and give your peers some gentle reminders if they are not following a direction or not listening. Please respect when your peers are giving you those kind reminders. They just want to make sure that they are earning those table points for the class. If I ding the bell during class, please look up. I might need to show you something important, or please listen because I might need to tell you maybe a direction that I forgot to explain earlier. The third brush is the yellow brush, which is for quiet and focused work. The first 5 minutes of art, when we are working, we are at an absolute silent focus. That helps us to think about what the directions were and helps us get started. Then we can move on to a really quiet whisper for 5 minutes. And that will make it so that we can still focus on our work, but begin to have those conversations that won't distract us. After that 5 minutes is up, then the rest of the class time we can be at table talk, which is like group talk. Any sort of level that can be heard around you, not shouting across the room, but talking to the friends at your table once you're comfortable in what you are doing with your art making. The fourth brush that you can earn is for cleaning up well. At the front of the room, I have a timer and time is ticking on right now as you're watching this video. You'll see that red will disappear behind the 0. At that time, it will beep. When the timer beeps, you are to stop what you're doing and give me 5. The timer does not mean rush to clean up. It does not mean to keep working. It does not mean to hurry up and clean up. It means you're to stop and give me 5. 5 things. Your eyes are on me, your ears are listening, your lips are closed, your body is still, and your hands are empty. That's probably the most difficult one to follow. You need to put your supplies down and listen to the cleanup directions. During cleanup time, only one student from each table should be out of their seats. The rest of you need to be working to clean up at the tables, but the helper, which is designated with the paintbrushes that are hanging on the ceiling, if you sit under a paintbrush, that means that you have a job that you need to do at the beginning and at the end of class. We have general supplies in the front of the room. We have supplies in boxes that are specific for the projects that we are creating. And you also have your supplies in your caddies. Please make sure that those table caddies are organized and put back on the X that is drawn on the table. That is where that bin should stay whenever you are listening, and that's where that bin should go back at the end of class. Now notice where our trash cans are. We have 4 trash cans. Please find the trash can that is closest to you. That way, in case of an emergency, you know where the trash can is. And that way you don't waste time walking across the room to throw something away. The last paintbrush you can earn is for being ready to line up. If you're ready to line up, your table is all clean, everyone is seated, and you're sitting quietly, ready to be lined up on the yellow line. Now, in the back of the room, you can see we have our rainbow ladder that reaches all the way up to either Art Fun Day or Art Hub Day. We will talk about those things later on. The most important thing is getting your brush to climb up that rainbow ladder. That way we can have our fun day at the end of the 9 weeks. So make sure that you're working hard as a team to earn those brushes. Some other rules that are important to mention are being respectful. Please respect our peers and our supplies, and of course your teacher. Please participate when it's time to learn. Be kind and helpful to your classmates. Take good care of our supplies. It's really important when there's so many of us, over 500 students use these same supplies. Everyone has to do their part in taking care of the supplies. Make sure that you share your supplies and the table space. The next important rule in the art room is to be careful. This room can be dangerous. Please walk. Sometimes there are spills or water on the floor, and this floor gets very slippery. Please make sure that you are using your tools safely. Even those little scissors can be dangerous if not used properly. Please make sure that you push your stool in when you're standing. I like to walk around and look at what you're doing. So if you have your stool way out, it's hard for me to walk around. It's quite a tripping hazard. So please push your stools in. I don't mind if you stand while you're working on your artwork. One of the most often broken rules in here is keep all 4 stool legs on the ground. Some of you have probably already broken this rule just sitting watching this video. I don't want you to get hurt. So many friends fall on these stools every year. Don't let it be you. It's embarrassing and it hurts. So please keep the stool legs on the ground. If you need anything, please raise your hand. So some things are very important to raise your hand, and some things you don't have to raise your hand for. There's a little rule though, please ask 3 before me. A lot of times I get questions that I've already answered that your friends around you will already know the answer to. There's only one of me and many of you, so please ask your friends around you before you ask me a question about what we are to be doing or where something is. But if you need help or something that only I can help you with, feel free to raise your hand. I know that you might need something up around the room. If you need a pencil, we do have a pencil exchange area. There's the journal jar for our journals. You do not need to raise your hand to get these things. Pencils that need sharpened, you could do that. But if there's sharp pencils already in the bin, please throw your dull pencil in the dull bin and grab a sharp pencil. You can get up and get a tissue or hand sanitizer whenever you need. Please ask before you visit either one of these rainbow carts, but this is where we have extra markers and extra crayons if you were to need any of these items to refill your bin. Also at the front of the room, I have displayed our learning targets and our projects. When you walk in the room, please don't ask me, what are we doing today? You can just look up at that board or think about in your mind, what did we do last week? Where are we going to be at this week on that project? The last rule is a fun one. Be creative. Look for inspiration, but don't copy. Don't be afraid to try something new. Be bold and be brave. Art is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, and I know that if you follow these rules, that we will have a wonderful year together here in the art room.